Starting live. Everybody's going live. Welcome, everybody. I think I've got all of you on board. Let me make a couple of adjustments. We're just getting ready here. So we've got 3 platforms again. So we have welcome all of you on, let's see, this is Instagram. I think that's Instagram. This is Facebook. And then we have YouTube here. So thank you everybody for joining me. It's this evening in London. Welcome Joellen and Adriana and Roma. Good to have you guys here. Today, and Amanda, we are talking about, can't quite see that name. Today we're going to be talking about post-wave integration. So I hope all of you were able to participate in the massive global meditation that happened last night in silence. At least it was at night for me. Got up at 3 a.m. to do this meditation. I felt it as very powerful, a lot of intense energy in my belly. But we got to really connect with everybody on the whoever was on this. I measured there were 2.3 million meditators meditating all at the same time, all connecting in oneness. Hey, Nasser and Lisa, Michelle, great to have you. So yes, we were all able to connect out all the way out to that 40th layer. The one that you've been learning about is where we all connect in oneness. So this was really exciting to know that no matter what's going on in the planet, that we can join forces and encourage each other and lift each other up, continuing to lift each other up and out of all this mire and the fear and the panic and the chaos. And so it felt like energetically last night was the bottom, and a massive like birth canal that we were moving through this portal so that we can start creating the new life that we desire to create. And that's what all of this energy is supporting us to do. So it's, hey, Bethany and Lynn, great to have you here. And I can't read that one, sorry. I could put on my glasses, but I will at some point. At any rate, so today we're here. I want to give you some suggestions about how you can integrate all of this. This is a lot of energy to accommodate and to go through. So I wanted to share a few things so that you can get the most benefit out of this massive purity wave that just washed over all of humanity, the whole planet. Actually, it's just passing through the solar system. So it's not like we're, targeted for this clearing. It's just washing through the planet. So it's helping everybody to raise their vibrations. Hey, Jerry and Terry and great. And Jennifer, awesome. And okay, I'll put on my glasses, sorry. I'll put on my glasses. And Kara and Cindy, great having you here. And Dorota, great. If you guys want to type in where you're watching in from, that's always fun and exciting. It's definitely a global audience. And so I do this at night to reach as many time zones as possible. That way Australia is just getting up and everybody else is sort of midday. So it tends to work out pretty good that way. So what can you do as far as being able to integrate what it is that we just went through? So there's a few things that I wanted to talk about. So one is what's possible because of this. For some of you, you're going to be going through some detox, like this purity wave washed through in an attempt to, or the result of what it does is it's raising our vibrations in a very massive way. Some of you have not been ready for this. Some of you have not been doing your work all along. And so this feels much more intense for you. But we can ease this process through the clearings that I do. So we're going to be doing another one shortly, but I just wanted to clue you in on a few things. So this detox can be experienced in a lot of different ways. Now, I'm not saying you will experience detox. I'm saying it's possible. And I'm not a doctor, of course. So, but I do want you to be aware of what happens when your body wants to cleanse, when it wants to detox. You may get discharge. You may get a runny nose. You might get headaches. You might feel a little disoriented. Maybe you have some nightmares, or maybe feeling a little flat, a little void, like you feel empty. And I know when I went through a massive clearing with my mentor, there was a while where I just felt kind of blank. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel sad. I didn't really feel much of anything. I just was kind of blank. And so that's kind of what's happening. We're getting this blank slate so that we can start programming our conscious mind with the things that we want to create for our future and what we want to see in not only for ourselves, but for the planet. But it all starts here. We got to put on our own gas mask first before we go out and really help other people. Let's see. Another thing that is very likely to happen. Hey, Bradford, nice having you here. And Tina, great. Is your intuitions might get stronger. So you might be having more awareness. That's another purpose of this whole wave, is to create more awareness about ourselves and how far we've gotten disconnected from pure source energy, and what's been in the way of us actually being able to connect with pure source. So tonight we're going to connect again all the way out to that 40th layer where oneness exists, and we're going to be clearing everything that's in the way between here and our 40th layer. And a few things that you guys can do as part of your self-care. So one is to make sure that you're drinking lots of water. And I'm not just referring to fluids, because a lot of people will drink alcohol or coffee, both of which are they're dehydrating. So it's kind of the opposite of what you're really looking for. So lots of really good, pure water. I like to charge it before I drink it. And you can do that easily after you've run your energy or you feel like you're in a high vibration, is to hold the water for a few moments, maybe just a couple minutes, even, well, you'll know. And then, so you're charging the water. If you've ever listened to Dr. Emoto and how water is a living entity that can hold these vibrations. And so when you charge the water and then you drink it, you're charging all the cells in your body with this really high vibration. So that's number one. Make sure you drink a lot of water. It just really helps to flush a lot of this stuff that wants to be cleared out. You'll be able to do that with water. And make sure that you get a lot of sleep and rest and naps and sleeping in. Fortunately, how does it get any better than this? They've given us a great opportunity to do that, where we can sleep in, we can listen to our body and sleep if we need more sleep and not feel guilty about it, and the whip's not cracking. So it's great. We can really take the time to let our body integrate all this, and sleep is really the best way to do that. So make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. And also, exercise is a common word. I want to just say, move your bodies. Just listen to how your body wants to move. Put on some really good music. It seems like men want something more structured. They want to do a certain amount of reps, or, it's very specific sets and so forth. But I think the women probably feel more inclined just to put the music on and just kind of, let their body move however it wants to move, and just keeps things moving. I kind of like to do a little bit of both. Like today, we're staying, this flat is in a 5-story building. So I take advantage of the stairs, and I'll run 5 flights of stairs. Today I did it, I think, 10 times. Stretching in between, doing some other things in between, but find whatever works for you. We don't have to go to the gym to be in great shape and to be healthy and flexible and strong. So make sure you move your bodies. If that looks like exercise, great. If it looks like dancing, awesome. Maybe you can get on your bike and go around the block a few times. Whatever it is, just move your body. Super important to help all of this integrate. And then also, of course, I'm a big advocate of running your energy, which is what we're going to do, what we're going to do tonight. This is just a way of making sure that your invisible energy system, which runs 24/7, it's not like we're flipping on any switch here. It runs 24/7, but we're doing this to make sure there's no blocks, just to make sure that everything's smooth, clear, flowing, moving, which is super important. Because if you have any struggle, worry, nightmare in your life, it's going to be reflected somewhere in your energy field. So, the work that I'm doing tonight and on every one of these it's different than meditating. So maybe there's some meditators out there. I think that's great. It's a great way to calm the mind down and just make you feel maybe a little more centered and not so chaotic. But we're doing something very different here in that I'm helping you find where the energy blocks are so you can move them out of the way. So we're going to find all the things that are holding your vibrations down. Now, you hear a lot about, raise your vibration, raise your vibration. We all intuitively know that something is better happening in the higher vibrations. But one, how do you get there? And two, how do you know how high your vibrations are? Well, the best way is to measure them. And so that's the work that I do. And I don't know of anybody else that's doing this, where they're actually measuring your vibrations and calibrations. So I have a whole temperature report. You can find it on Instagram in the bio. You can find it on my website, KimberlySherry.com. And this is the best place to start if you're even considering, if you're curious about what's going on in your energy field, but also if you're interested in doing any work with me, that's where everybody starts. So the 6-week group program that I'm doing is full now. So I'm not accepting any more applicants for that, but there is one-to-one sessions available still. All right, I think that was pretty much what I wanted to talk about as far as some of the things you can do to help integrate what we have going on. Let me just take a quick peek here and see where some of you are watching from, for those of you who posted. So I know a lot of Pacific Coast is online. My 3 adults on the call. Oh, wow, great. Thanks, Jerry, for bringing all your family on board. Hey, Jack, nice to see you. Let's see. Okay, well, nobody mentioned. That's all right. No worries. I know you guys are all over the place. Okay, so all good. All right, great. So let's just go ahead and before I forget, I'm also doing. I was going to say tomorrow, but it's not tomorrow. It's in, what is it? It'll be 2 a.m. for me, 6 p.m. Pacific, doing a global Q&A. If you have a question you want to ask me specifically, get on the horn and give me a call. And we'll answer your question and do something a little more specific for you. But anyway, we're doing this now, and we're going to also be including some next level grounding. So maybe if you haven't been on board with this, you're going to learn something new tonight. All right, so go ahead and close your eyes, and we're just going to start paying attention to our bodies and bringing your attention and your focus all the way down to the base of your spine at your tailbone. And you're going to attach a line of energy that goes from the base of your spine all the way to the center of the earth. And for those of you who still believe that the earth is solid, that's great. Just go down to the center of the earth that way. I'm going to tell you a little more advanced way of connecting to the center of the earth. So after you bring that root through the Earth's crust and you go down about 800 miles, it's going to open up into the hollow cavity of our planet Earth. Just another one of those secrets that have been hidden from everyone. But we're going to go down to the center of the Earth, and there is what they call a central sun in the center of the planet. And so I want you to imagine connecting to that central sun at the center of the Earth. And from there, I want you to radiate that energy out so it fills that whole cavity. And so I also want you to feel into how much different this feels if you've been grounding the other way, how much different it feels, how much safer it feels, maybe a little more, I don't know, kind of that other way, grounding to the center of the Earth where it's all lava, just kind of reminds me of connecting to hell. So this is a much more advanced and higher vibrational way of connecting to the Earth. So we're going to do that. That's your grounding. Then I want you to imagine roots that are going down from the bottoms of your feet. And you're going to go down. Okay, we're going to do the more advanced way. Before we were just going down 300 to 500 miles. But I think we're ready because we have passed through this wave that we're ready for next level on all of this. So we're going to send those roots from your feet all the way to the other side of the planet. And then from there, it's going to wrap around the whole planet, right around that outside of the planet. And then from there, it's going to start coming up through your feet. Now, some of you, that energy in your feet is blocked. So you're not connected to our planet. So just gradually and slowly, we're going to pull that energy up through your ankles. This will allow you to have more fun. The ankles is all about the fun in your life. That's what it represents. And then as it's coming up through the shins and the calves, this is where a lot of the your adrenal glands, that adrenaline, where that adrenaline collects in your calves, because we're sitting around too much. So let's bring that energy up through the calves and then up through the thighs. Great. Just keep breathing and releasing. And then when it gets to your thigh, it's going to go down that grounding cord. And this is where all of the energy that's not yours, of which most of what you're feeling is not yours, then it has a place to go. Okay, so up the legs, down the grounding. Okay, great. Nice having you here, Shirley and Alex, sorry. And Patricia, great. So the next thing that we're going to do, and all of this just runs automatically, just like gravity. There's no effort in this. We'll just let it run. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull in your worry circle. So ideally, you wouldn't have a worry circle, but a lot of you are worrying. So let's see where that worry is originating from in this circle. Out to the 15th layer. So if you're new to me, you may not know that I talk a lot about the 1%. That's that energy that everyone can feel right now, that very oppressive energy on the planet. And the 15th layer is where they hang out, way out of our awareness. So let's pull this circle in. Just going to pull that circle in, and we're just sending all of that worry down the grounding, all of the anxiety and uncertainty, and all those fears. And so all of this is really, really helpful in the moment as we're doing this, but you need to make sure you don't go back to the things that caused it or created it, like the news or people that are really stuck on this hyper fear drive mechanism. So just pulling in that worry circle, and it pulls into the second layer. where there's a lot of rage. So send that rage down your grounding cord. That's as a result of feeling powerless. And so another benefit of doing this, I call it running your energy, is to help you access more of your personal power. So a lot of you have been using anger as your power source, and it's one, not sustainable, very hard on the nervous system, and it's not your authentic power source. It's anger can be used as a power source if you're using it in the moment to actually do something and get something done. If you're just holding it in your energy field, it's not helpful. So I'm showing you a new way to access more of your power. And so number one is we have to let go of our false sense of power, which is anger. Okay, great. So next, we're going to jump way up high above your crown, above your head. We're going to start connecting to the center of the universe. Just imagine you know where that is. And we're going to start bringing this pure source energy down through the rings that are stacked above your head. Going to start bringing that down as it recalibrates these rings, your creative rings. That's what you create with. And then it's coming down into your crown where it's stopping right here. So this is where you get your personal permission from. And right now, it doesn't feel like we have any permission to have the life that we desire, right? We're all being pushed down right here at the crown. So, okay, so we're going to go, there's a circle around your crown, just like there is at your root. So we're going to go out to that 15th layer again. So this is where the 1% is holding down your ability to give yourself permission. Okay, so just keep pulling in that circle. We're just sending the energy down through the central core. Excellent. And then we're going to continue bringing this pure source energy in through the crown. Crowns, 6, 5, 4. So it's coming all the way down and it's stopping right at the heart. So this is where a lot of you are making yourselves wrong, judging yourselves really harshly for where we are and everything we're experiencing right now, making yourself wrong. Let's see. Okay, we're also going to go out to the 15th layer. Thanks for joining us, Scott and Niles. We're going to pull in this 1% energy from the front and back of our heart chakra. And we're going to start pulling this 1% influence out of our heart. They do not like heart energy. They operate, when I say they, I'm talking about the 1%. They operate with zero heart. And they're really threatened by heart energy. So the heart is not only about love and all of those compassion things, but it's also where we get our infinite intelligence from, that deep inner knowing where we just know. And no one can tell us whether we're right or wrong. We know, right? And so the more that we expand into our awareness with a heart that's not full of judgments and making ourselves wrong and thinking we didn't do it right, we're not doing enough. That's a big part of the program of this 1%, where they want you to feel like you're not doing enough. You need to work harder. You need to slave for the machine. Hang on just a second. So we're going to pull in that influence at the heart. And there's a lot of rage right in that second layer. And this is where you turn the rage inward. Like you're really probably hard on yourself, thinking that even when we're in this downtime, that you should be doing more, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Well, we do what makes the most sense for you, and we're just going to let out all of this uh, guilt, a lot of guilt, and this is also part of the energy that's coming up here in London. So I was doing a clearing yesterday. A lot of guilt in the underground. I was clearing the energy from the subways, which were pretty empty, but it also seemed to relate to the underground of London. Like this is it has a lot of very, very dark energy. And so I was clearing that and noticed how much guilt there is here. So just continue to send that anger and rage down your grounding. It's kind of big. Okay. Okay, good. Just keep breathing and releasing. Excellent. Okay, so now we can bring this pure source down through the heart. There you go. Down into the solar plexus, down into that lower belly, spilling down your grounding. And I want you to just feel into this energy for just a moment, where you're connected way up high to the center of the universe. And you're also connected very deeply into our center of the earth, the center of our hollow, high vibrational planet, and deeply connected to the earth, wrapping all the way around that planet so that you feel ultra, ultra grounded. So just breathe into that and feel into that energy. Excellent. So now we're going to mix these two energies. The earth energy coming up through your legs and this pure source coming down through the central core. We're going to mix those two energies, and we're going to start bringing it up the front, real close to the spine. You guys are getting better and better at this every time. This is great. So up through the sixth chakra, up out the crown, through all the rings. Now you have anywhere between 3 and 50 rings. Excellent. And then it's going to fountain out through all the layers of your aura as that merges below your feet and then spills down your grounding cord. Okay, great. And then let's pay special attention to the third layer of your aura. Just imagine you know where that is. And then especially, so 360 degrees your aura is. It's like sitting in the middle of a cocoon with layers. So this third layer, especially around the solar plexus, where this is trying to hold your power down. So maybe you've been feeling pretty tired or not much energy, or feeling just stuck, and over and above this whole sequestered thing, because we've been in it long enough now that probably starting to get a little anxious, want to move, want to get out, want to start doing things. So that tired energy is part of this 1%. And then let's go all the way out to the 15th layer where that 1% hangs out. Excellent. Spilling down your grounding. Let's clear the 30th layer. This is the reptilian energy, which is very strong here in London, as I'm discovering. So we're just going to clear this 30th layer, which actually controls the 1%. So it's a very slippery, sneaky, dark energy. Okay, great. 30th layer. And then from here, we're going to bring the energy from the upper 4 chakras, so your heart, throat, 6, and your crown, and then all of your rings. You're going to bring that out your right arm. This is the masculine giving side. So this is the circle of reciprocity. Starts at your heart. And then when you join your fingers like this, then the energy can pass through your right hand, through the palms, through the fingertips, and then you can start allowing yourself to receive. This is the left receiving hand. It's blocked. So if you've not been feeling like you're receiving much of anything, of course we are sequestered, but you could still be receiving. Maybe you're reaching out to loved ones and friends and so forth via other avenues. But you're not going to be able to receive the help and support you need if this left hand is blocked. So no more blaming or not being able to receive on other people. Okay, great. So as that's coming in, that left hand, great, bringing it all the way up through the front and back of the heart, front and back of the throat, front and back of the 6th chakra, and simultaneously through the crown, and then through all of your rings. Excellent. And let's see what else that you guys want to clear. Okay, that looks good. Let's do cords. Cords is pretty common right now where people are connecting to each other energetically. And these energy cords is a subtle form of manipulation. If you're using your words to ask for what you need and to say what's working or not, you don't need to plug into anybody, and nobody needs to plug into you. So we're going to take cords out. Let's see where you guys have some people plugged into you. Hey, Sissy, nice seeing you here. And is that Nadine? Good. Okay, cords. So looks like they're all in the root. So that's a common place, the most common place. But when people are plugged into your root at the base of your spine, when they're having a bad day, when they're panicking, when they're in fear, when they're angry and frustrated, you're going to be feeling their energy, but you're going to think it's yours because we've been trained to believe that everything we feel, it must be ours. And that's completely not true. So the way you remove people out of your root chakra is a little different than the other chakras because there's that circle of energy, right? So we're going to go to the core of the root right at the base of your spine, and we're going to expand that circle. We're not going to cut anything because we want all the roots to come out, roots and all. And as it's coming out through your body, through all the layers of your aura, just going to send that back to those people. And you don't even need to know who's connected. And if you're ever curious and feeling a little off, just try this. Just go to the root, expand that circle, send them back. And, I've been asked many times, how do you prevent people from connecting? How do you connect people from cording to you? I have not found in 20 years of doing this a way to prevent it. There's a lot of people say, oh, put up a rose at the edge of your aura, do a violet flame, put up a shield. I haven't found any of that works. I would much rather become an expert at doing this, taking cords out. And I'll tell you the reason why is because if you know how someone is plugged into you, trying to manipulate you, that's way more valuable information than, just cutting cords or, at any rate, I just think it's more important information than having this false illusion that we're protected with a rose or a violet flame. And in the meantime, everybody's plugging in, but we don't know it. So this is just all part of expanding your awareness. Now, a lot of these things that we've been taught, they were good for a time. But now we're leveling up, and we're finding more advanced ways of managing and mastering our energy. So I think there's one more thing that I want to do that's kind of knocking at my door that says that for those of you who are having a hard time sleeping, is that true for some of you? Might give some thumbs up or something or other. If you're having a hard time sleeping, if you're having nightmares, if your sleep has been disturbed, yes, okay, good. That this is going to be really helpful. So one of the ways that I help you work with your energy is, yes, okay, good. A lot of people saying yes, is to create an avatar, which is like a person that's going to represent the thing that we're clearing. So right now we're going to clear your dream space. So we're going to go through the same process we just went through. We're going to go through a little faster, a little more abbreviated, but this is going to help clear your dream space. And then when you see the energies that I'm clearing, it'll start to make more sense about the energies that you might be experiencing. So I'm just doing this in present time. I have no idea what I'm going to find. I never do. And but it will make sense to you guys as I find what's going on. Okay, so first we have to give our avatar a grounding cord. Does it have a grounding cord? Yes, it does. Does it have earth energy coming up through the legs? Yes, it does. Does it have a worry circle? Yes, it does. And so ideally, we wouldn't have a worry circle. So it goes out to the third layer. So this is where you feel powerless in this dream space at night on the astral. And this is at night is when we process a lot of the energies we're trying to work through in our awake state. And in our awake state, we're feeling pretty powerless, right? So this is just another place it's showing up. Except that in your dreams, this is where the nightmares might be showing up, where you're feeling kind of, I don't know, maybe captured, or you can't get away, or you're always being chased, those kinds of powerless dreams. Okay, good. So we're just sending that worry circle down the grounding. Thanks for joining us, Rick and Heather and Nikki. Great. Okay, so we're clearing the dream space. And so now as we bring pure source down through the rings of the dream space, you don't have to know how many you have. It's okay. We're just going to bring it down through the central core. So right at the top of the crown, it's getting stuck. So you're not able to bring pure source into the crown of the avatar. That means that in your dream space, you're not going to have permission to have a more fun experience when you're dreaming, and more adventurous places and more joy and more excitement. So as we bring that, okay, so it's still stopped there. Okay, so out to the 15th layer. So the 1% is in your dream space. So let's pull that energy out, because that's the energy of working really hard, struggling, suffering, free range slave. It's all your fault. Can't complain. That's all the energy of the 1%. So maybe that's been showing up in your dreams. Okay, so let's bring that energy down through the central core. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So it's stopping at the solar plexus of this avatar, this dream space avatar. And out to the third layer. So you've probably been feeling kind of powerless in your dreams. This is going to help that energy. So fear, there's a lot of fear right here. So let's see what some of these fears are. So one is a fear of the future, fear of being powerless, a fear of not being able to do enough, And so that may be how you've been feeling in your day-to-day life as well, because that's what's showing up here in your dream space. Okay, great. So as you're coming through the solar plexus, down through the lower belly, hey, Jessica, and down, let that spill down the grounding of your avatar. Great. Now we're going to mix these two. We're going to bring it up the front, real close to the spine. So up through through the second chakra. So it's getting stuck right at the second chakra in that lower belly. There's more fear here. So maybe some of you have also been avoiding going to sleep until you're absolutely can't keep your eyes open because you're afraid you're going to have bad dreams and so forth. So let's see, second chakra, fear and rage. So we're going to send both of those into the core of that second chakra and just send it down the grounding. Okay, great. So maybe your dreams are making more sense now based on the energy that we're finding. Okay, great. So as we're bringing that up through the second chakra, solar plexus, up through the heart where it's stopping, out to that third layer. So this is where you're feeling powerless at your heart. Judgmental of yourself, feeling like you have to prove your worth and value. Okay, great. So now let's bring this up through the heart and the throat and the sixth chakra, crown, through the rings. Let it cascade through the layers of the aura of your avatar. Let's clear the 15th layer of the avatar where the 1% is in your dream space. 15. Okay, great. And then we're going to bring the energy from the upper 4 chakras and the rings in this dream space avatar. We're going to bring it out that right arm. So out this right arm. And then bringing the hands together so that this avatar space can receive, you can receive in the dream space. Great. Through the heart, throat, 6, crown, all the rings. Excellent. Okay, great. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this clearing, and I'll be meeting at 2 a.m. here. I do this once a month for a global Q&A. It's a chance to get on the phone and ask me a question. You can find this on my website at kimberlysherry.com. You can also find it on Instagram in the bio. And the first month is free. It's generally $49 a month after that, but the first month is free just to check it out. There's also almost 3 years worth of monthly meta clearing. So just like we did here on all different subjects. So that's available for a month for free. So if you're bored and you want some additional ways to help clear your energy field, raise your vibration so that you can start mastering your energy, manifesting what it is you deeply desire in your life. This is how I'm doing it for myself, how I do it for my clients, and how you can also do it for yourself. And last but not least, the most important thing you can continue to do is to ask my favorite question. How does it get any better than this? Let the universe show you. And then stay in that blissful question of, I wonder. All right, friends, until I get inspired again keep running your energy and doing all the things we suggested, drinking lots of good water, moving your bodies, running your energy. And we'll see you next time. Okay. Now we have to undo all of this. All right. Have a good night, everyone, or day, wherever you are. Bye. Yay! That was a good one, huh?
Awesome.